Halloween.
A night where trick often overshadows treat, and a few brave souls push that boundary just that little bit too far. You know, that one friend who thinks that jumping out from behind a bush in a creepy mask is the height of comedy. Well, what happens when those pranks don't go exactly as planned? When a harmless scare turns into a headline. Today we're looking at some Halloween pranks that took an absolute turn for the worst and landed some innocent pranksters in a lot more trouble than they bargained for. Halloween just isn't what it used to be. You know, even back in the day in the late 2000s when I was a kid, the worst trouble you'd get is just somebody throwing toilet paper at your house. And then somehow along the line, we went from, haha, I stole all your candy, to, I'm going to dress up like John Wayne Gacy and run at you with a knife. Don't believe me? Well, let's have a look at our first prank.
What would it profit? Ooh.
A teacher at Taunton High School in Massachusetts was more than excited to get into the Halloween spirit. Look, to be a teacher, you have to teach responsibility, duh. As a kid, I was always told, Mitchell, make sure you pick up scissors the right way. Or another one I would always hear is, Mitchell, why are there bite marks in this glue stick? So what kind of responsible school-like teacher prank did this man pull on his students? Kicked down the door to the classroom wearing a ski mask, revving a actual functioning chainsaw, and then sprinted at the students. The students, seeing that there is a chainsaw, all stampeded out the classroom. One of these students was a 15-year-old who, during all the commotion that was happening, snapped his leg in two trying to jump over a desk. Now, obviously, several of the parents of the students came forward and issued a lawsuit immediately after this, pussies, where it's believed that the parents of the student who broke their leg settled out of court with the school for $100,000. I would break my kid's leg if it meant I got $100,000. You kidding me? Would love to see the court tapes and just like what his defense was. Please, Mr. Teacher, step forward. Do you have any words to say?
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
You know, I like where we're going with this, so let's stick with this theme of traumatizing kids.
What would it profit? Ooh.
It was a Halloween night when a loving family consisting of a mother, father, and their two children aged 6 and 8 were spending some quality family time inside the home. Quickly just put yourself inside a 6-year-old's shoes. Plop yourself on the couch and you're watching a SpongeBob rerun. Specifically that episode of SpongeBob wearing that sexy maid outfit. You're enjoying the episode and suddenly you hear an absolute ear-piercing scream and it sounds like your mum. So you run and you run and you run. Then suddenly you find a stranger strangling your mother to death with his bare hands while wearing the iconic Michael Myers mask. So what do? Of course you're only 6, so your answer is you freak the out. You run to the neighbor's place, you frantically knock on their door, they call 911 as you have literally just witnessed the murder of your mother. I mean, what do you do now? You're 6 years old, you just started your life and it's just already been changed forever. And while you're sitting in quiet with police sirens wailing on in the background, you just hear a faint.
It's just a prank, bro.
Yeah, what? What the fuck? Got you, kiddo. You were just kidding. We got you so good, you idiot. Should have seen the look on your face, like. Yeah, the mom and dad were in on it. That was the prank. I mean, to be fair, it was a pretty good prank. Just with the consequence of, you know, your kid's not going to be able to look at one of the most looked at iconic horror movie characters ever without getting a brain aneurysm. The sheriff was called to the neighbor's place and there were no charges held against the parents. Which means this is legal and you should do it. In terms of just pure cruelty, you can't top that.
What would it profit? Ooh.
Back in 2009, a Halloween prank in Granville, New York went horribly wrong. If you can't tell already, this is where pranks go from pranks to... You'll see. A 49-year-old woman thought it would be the funniest thing ever to spike the punch at a party. And that sentence alone is insane. But it doesn't end there. This Nelly 50-year-old woman thought it would be hilarious to spike the punch with Visine. Now, if you don't know what Visine is, it's a medication for eye drops. And you know, she thought it was just the funniest thing ever because she saw it done on TV once and she just thought it would make her friend a little bit woozy. Well, turns out that Visine isn't just for red eyes. Visine contains an ingredient called tetrahydrozoline, which is a vasoconstrictor, meaning that it narrows and constricts your blood vessels. If consumed orally, it will mess with your central nervous system. system. You know, at the very least of an oral dosage of Visine, you could probably expect to feel drowsy or confused, or, you know, just that slow breathing. Or they call it respiratory depression, where it's just your breathing is really slowed and you start getting the feeling that it's harder to breathe. That is the least case worst scenario. However, if you drink the bottle, I just want you to visualize this real quick. At first, your breathing will begin to slow drastically and you'll begin to feel like you're suffocating. Blood pressure will crash and your heart rate will drop. In most cases, this is where you go into cardiac arrest or shock. However, if you're lucky, the next step, you'll lose consciousness. And unless there is absolute immediate medical intervention, what follows are seizures, organ failure, and eventually, death. Of course, her friend, who had no idea what was in the drink, ends up drinking, collapses, and dies. And it wasn't just her that got affected. Other party guests ended up getting violently sick as well. In the end, our little funny 50-year-old woman got slapped with a misdemeanor charge for causing bodily harm.
What would it profit? Ooh.
Eggs. I love eggs. Okay, no, personally, I've never been egging, but egging is an absolute Halloween staple of pranks. I'd say two of the most popular being a knock and run and egging. Now again, me personally, I was never a kid that would go out and egg other people because that would involve me going outdoors. But looking back on it in my childhood, I wish I did. The thing is, here in Australia, it's insanely easy to get away with egging.
You kids are in big trouble now, you're gonna get suspended.
But that's as far as it goes. Mainly suspended from school if you get caught. So it'll do better and you're on your merry way. Americans have it a little bit different. See, they have this thing in America that starts with a G and then ends with an N. But are we getting gardens? You know, because of that one thing, you kind of got to be on the edge of your seat the whole time. And well, unfortunately for one group of teens, their egging prank just didn't go exactly as planned. 2014, Little Rock, Arkansas. Arkansas? Americans, let me know in the comments, I don't know. A group of young teenagers are out roaming the street looking to get revenge on a bunch of boys that egged them first. Armed with eggs, toilet paper, mayonnaise, and revenge, the group of teens begin vandalizing a car that belonged to one of the boys who pranked them originally. Except, that car didn't belong to either group. That car belonged to 48-year-old Willie Noble, who after seeing his car get vandalized by a bunch of kids, has the complete normal sane person reaction and grabs his firearm, opens the front door, and begins unloading a bunch of bullets on the teens. Most of the teens escaped unscathed. Most. One teenager got away with minor injuries, while 15-year-old Adrian Broadway wasn't so lucky. This 15-year-old who originally just got into a prank just to get a little bit of fun revenge was fatally shot and passed away at the scene. You know, come on, you gotta feel for Willie. In his defense, he didn't want to hurt anyone. He just wanted to scare them away. So of all the 3.8 million other directions you could have shot your gun, you decided to choose the one that's pointing at the kids. Stupid, stupid dickhead. The story has a somewhat happy ending, as Willie Noble, the shooter, was charged with murder and sentenced to 30 years in prison. May you rot in hell, you piece of shit. Good God, this is depressing. Can we please get a cutaway gag to break the tension?
Hey, Lois!
What?
Thank you, Mitch, you absolute sexy beast. This video topic, I truly actually could have gone on for years. I didn't even mention once the clown outbreak that happened a couple years ago. Ultimately, I genuinely think that people are just getting stupider, me included. This should be uploading on Halloween for Australians, which means that Americans will see it later. So if you're American, stay safe. And Australians too, you don't know what eshays are just gonna come up to you and roll you for your fucking candy. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Especially comment as well. I actually enjoy talking to the few people that have commented. It's nice. Wish you all the spookiest of Halloweens. And make sure to not drink eye drops. Unless you're chicken.
Catch me on